Good morning, goeiemorgen, and
Goeiemorgen.
yeah, please say good morning to the people. Come on, guys. I just thought, yeah, it's been. Let's go back to the hectic 2 weeks that was past. We had a bit of a flu thing going, so
Yeah, it sounds like it's making its rounds and everyone is
yeah,
getting it. And this year's
now we
flu,
better.
we are better.
We are
Still
better.
huffing and puffing a little bit.
Yeah,
So if we're coughing and sneezing, just
yeah.
excuse
She
us.
still sounds bad, but
But yeah, it wasn't nice, but it's
no.
over.
And we had it flat out for 2 weeks at least. So
Mm,
if you are starting to become sick, think about it. I
mm.
actually got it on the second day.
Sorry, I'm just.
The kids are all leaving for New Plymouth this morning, so they're
Oh,
going.
bye. They want you to
Uh,
also.
okay, crazy kids. So yeah, we actually had a what can I say, busy 2 weeks. Although we was very sick. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's probably why it takes so long to get better because
because
you
you
don't actually
don't
rest.
have time to rest. Actually,
And even if you go to the doctor, some of us has been to the doctor, it's just a
mm.
viral infection and there's nothing they can do about it. They give you
It's not actually,
ibuprofen and paracetamol and rest, and that's what they say.
except if you moan a lot like me, and what I did, I went to the doctor and I complained extremely a lot. And eventually the doctor gave me some antibiotics.
Like only a man can complain. What is going on with my hair?
No, your ears is not nice this morning. So yeah, I got some antibiotics, and I gotta say, it it's probably the thing that turned the tide for me. So yeah, I had
Mm.
5 days of that, and I'm actually feeling better the past 2 days. So yeah, that's why we're back.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we were awarded an award of the Community Services Award from AIA Vitality. So that's what we got 2 weeks ago.
Not we, you.
No, me. But it's more than me. They gave it to me for my, how can I say, my contribution towards Labyrinth for Lemonade. They gave it to me for all the brides we did in the community. They gave it to me for the, but it's not only for me.
Mm.
If Labyrinth for Lemonade wasn't there, then I wouldn't have gotten anything.
Mm.
If there wasn't a cyclone in Napier, I wouldn't have gotten anything. So let's be quite honest regarding this. And for everybody that's ever done Expedition Aotearoa with us, that was for them as well, because that's why we got it. It was Expedition Aotearoa was physically named in the red up or that they did on me. So, but
Yeah,
we'll
it's
put
true.
something out on there. So that's basically an award that's part of everybody, an award that's for everybody, just to say thanks, guys, and for
I
what
think
you've
what
done.
it shows is again how strong the South African community is
Mm.
in New Zealand.
And especially a place like AIA Vitality. It was their awards evening, and I think it was 12 awards that night, if I'm right. I was so sick. I was totally out of it, really. Um, I was just sitting there, and I actually had one of the AI personnel come to stand next to me to see that I don't leave
Oh,
because I didn't know
shame.
I'm going to get the award, but they knew I was sick. So yeah, once I got off the stage, she said to me, "I think you can come if you want to." So I just left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it warms our hearts to
yeah.
just
It's a
see how the community stands together
and the fact that we are able to help this community.
Mm.
This means a heck of a lot,
It is a
and it
privilege.
makes me grow.
Yes.
To be quite frank, it makes me grow.
Yeah.
Makes me makes me feel better about myself. But wake up in the morning. We've got another trip going to the snow in not this weekend, next
Mm.
weekend.
I'm really looking forward to that. I
Oh,
think
there's
we
about
need a break.
there's nearly 10 cars on that
Mm.
already.
It's
So
gonna be a
yeah,
lot
that's
of
gonna be fun.
fun.
Yeah,
A lot of sightseeing.
wet one and a cold one, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's gonna
fun.
be
Yeah, it's
nice.
gonna be fun. So
Okay, so you said today you think you're going to talk a little bit
I wanna,
about
I wanna,
saving.
I've been speaking to quite a few people, and one of the things that pops up these days is I'm gonna rent for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Point one, which is I can't say it's the wrong thing for them, but it's the wrong mindset.
Mm.
Okay, for anybody who thinks you're gonna rent for the rest of life, you gotta come speak to me. Really, there is ways and means to start saving, and I'm talking start saving small time even.
Mm.
You need to put a few dollars away. I know a few people on the island that has got jobs that's not paying well,
Mm.
really not paying well, and these people are saving, and they are. I'm so proud of them. They actually they make me feel good because I can see where they're going. They've got this end
Yeah.
thing in mind, and
I
they're
think
going for
the
it.
thing is, when you start small, it doesn't look like
It
much.
doesn't look like much.
But if you look back in a year or 2 years' time and you see what you've actually done,
And the
with
thing is,
that
the
little
way
bit.
that you can increase it slowly, slowly, slowly. When I started saving, I'm still saving every day. I started saving about 7 years ago. I think it was 7 years ago. I started small. I started with $50, and actually, I mean, if you put $450 down there, then it's only $200. It didn't look like a lot, but these days I've increased that, and I'm helping people to do that as well. So
it is important. The way that I started saving was in South Africa still. I think when you put your mind to something, we actually decided we've never been overseas. That was like 10 or 12 years ago.
That's about 14 years ago, believe it or not.
And we decided this is something that we really, really, really wanted to do. But it wasn't something that he could finance on his own. So I just put my mind to it. And I mean, I didn't get a big salary. I was at the bottom of the,
food chain.
Yes. And I just said to him, okay, I'm committed. I am going to save. I think I saved almost half of my salary every month.
Yeah.
It was hard because I needed to pay some stuff. There was some stuff that I really needed to pay. And I put away half of my salary every month until I had enough money for him to buy the tickets and the accommodation and stuff. And then it was just kind of, I was in the habit of doing it. So then when we came back, we just decided, okay, where's the next place that we wanted to go?
But one of the things that we did was to make a date, to say,
yes,
we are going to go there, and we are going to buy this tickets, and at that date we want to go there because that's the best time to travel.
I think what we did was we bought the tickets. So there was no turning around.
Yeah. So now we had to save for spending money and accommodation and all the things in the car hire. Oh yes, I can put it as well. Soft. This was very cold here this morning when we started. So.
And I mean, it's not. Doesn't make sense to put away half of your.
That's going to go slower now.
And in New Zealand, it's definitely not possible to put away half of your salary, even if you have got two salaries in the family.
I've got a single investor. Okay, they came over on his salary only, and they survived. They struggled, but they did survive. And eventually, the wife got a salary of about, I think it's $45,000.
Yeah, which is not. It's nothing.
But what they now are doing, they're taking her full salary. And as he said, they were so used to struggling on his salary, they can just as well go on.
Yeah.
They're not taking her full salary and just putting that in there.
Yeah.
And that is what they are saving. And they've got this thing. They want to buy a house in this amount of time.
Yes.
And they've worked that out. And
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's actually going to be ready before the time.
Yeah. And you've got a client in Auckland, young people, they're in their 20s. And we saw the other day that they got the keys to their house. And it is just so to think where they were and how they got to be able to put down a deposit to buy a house.
And in the meantime, they've got kids and everything else. I mean, it's not like life stood still for them.
So I know that it's not easy, and it's probably that it seems like it's just never going to happen. But it can. You just have to cut down a little bit on your expenses. And I know it sounds harsh, but we sometimes spend money on things that's really not necessary.
And you know why we spend money on that? Because we have this gratifying thing that we need to gratify ourselves, that we feel we must have this.
Yeah.
I'm like that with fishing rods, but
it is with and I can see that with cars. You don't need to drive a new car. I know it's not possible for everyone to buy even a second-hand car cash. So you have to get finance for that, but you don't need to go and buy a $60,000 car.
Because that car costs you $400 per week.
If you can do half of that, it's $200 that you can save,
or even a third of that.
So there are ways and means, and I mean, I think you are more than willing to help people
Oh yeah,
to work out a
and
plan.
I want to put something out there. We as South Africans have been used to living on debt.
Mm.
I want to put it out there. We as South Africans have been used to living on debt, but that wasn't South Africa. We got to have a mind change once we reach New
Yeah.
Zealand. You can't keep on putting credit cards out there. Stuff James and stuff all these other guys really, and tell them to come and see me if they feel offended because I said the stuff them. I still feel stuff every bank and every credit card you can think of. Cut the things up.
The thing is, in New Zealand, what a lot of people probably don't know is in South Africa, the more debt you had,
The better you
the
look.
better you looked,
Yep.
your credit wise. In New Zealand, the more debt you have, that all counts against you,
yeah.
credit wise.
So if you want to buy a house, they take every credit card,
yeah,
the full amount of the credit card minus that of your salary, and that's what you left over
Yeah.
to.
so
look
it
for a
doesn't
loan.
count for you. It actually counts
totally
against you.
against you.
Every time you apply for small little things, it's like
Yep.
every time you change your electricity guy, isn't
Yes.
that?
Yes,
That also goes on your credit record.
goes in your credit record.
So there's a lot of things that you don't know that actually count against you in the end when you want to buy a house or get finance for
I
whatever.
won't say it will count against you once you change your electricity guy, but
No, but
they-
it goes on your.
yeah,
They
it
can
goes
see
on.
it.
They can see that
Yeah.
you've done some things to your
Yeah,
finances.
I think they can see how you chop
Yeah.
and change, and
then
yeah,
I know there's a lot of these credit cards saying, "Oh, repay me within 30 days."
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
even if it's no rent or
You know what? People probably do that for the first month and the second month, and then thereafter start paying 25% interest on those credit cards.
So just
That
be
is the
careful.
ridiculous part of that.
And you really don't need a credit card.
No.
And we are talking from experience.
Yeah, I actually went to the bank once we've arrived in New Zealand. I sat down in the bank guy and said, I need a credit card because I'm with Westpac and they've got this hot points thing. And we wanted to buy cars. And I thought, I'll put the car's money in the credit card and buy this and get the hot points. That just made sense to me at that specific stage. So I'll get once I cash back, I'll get something back. And the bank took so long to give me a $500 credit card that I had to buy the cars in the meantime via bank transfer. And by the time they gave me the credit card, I still got the credit card. I promise you, I've got a credit card.
It's got
$500 on there, but there's $900 in there because I don't want that thing to ever go. I should actually just go and close it.
The thing is, what we thought that we're going to need a credit card because everywhere that you rent a car or whatever, when you're from South Africa, you needed a credit card.
Oh yeah, that's probably the one thing that you should just keep if we travel.
But we don't. You use your
Yeah, but they take a much larger amount of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about these car companies. They take a much larger amount of a debit card than of a credit card.
Yeah, but just be careful on how much debt you
just don't spend it.
Yes.
Just don't spend it.
Yeah.
So I actually asked the bank if they can give me a zero amount credit card. Oh no, we can't do it because then we can't score. Yeah. So
I think saving is just also a mindset. I mean, if you only save $20 a week, $20 of your salary.
I say to people, begin with a very small amount. Begin with $50. Once you're used to getting that $50 out of your account, some people can begin with $500. Let's be quite frank. They won't feel that because their salaries are different, but each person is different.
Yeah.
But begin with something, and once you are used to that amount going out, increase it a bit and increase it a bit and increase it a bit. This is what I've been doing, and these days I've been saving a heck of a lot because I actually want to retire at 65, or hopefully retire at 65. And I see, although I'm going to get superannuation at age 67, that'll be enough if I'm not going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, it will be enough to live on, but it won't
just
be
live
enough
on
to travel.
Yeah, I won't be able to travel and enjoy life a bit. Yeah. And I mean, we're working long hours. We're probably putting in 60, 70 hours a week. And you've got to, at a certain stage, say, whoa, I've had enough. I'm walking away. It's not going to happen within the next 15 years, to be sorry about that.
Yeah,
except I didn't win the lot.
We also we made the change and immigrated when we were in our mid-40s.
Yeah, and we arrived in New Zealand very much the same as I would say 99% of all other people
It was
arrived here. We
with
had
nothing.
some money,
Yeah, well, that
but
went out
divided that
back
by
door.
12, and it became very little money. And then we put all the deposits and bought the cars, and then there was nothing left.
So
So
the money just rolls.
yeah,
And when you're in your 40s, or yeah, and then you start from scratch, it's like 20 years that you've lost.
mm. And KiwiSaver, if you think realistically about it, some people think KiwiSaver is the, or let me say rather say, some advisors I see think KiwiSaver is the only way that there is to save, blah, blah, blah. It's bull. To be quite frank, it's bull. I'm not going to say the rest as well, man. You're wasting.
You can't say that.
I didn't say that. The big thing is if you take 3% of your salary and you take 3%, or the boss pays in another 3% of your salary, that's only 6%. If you're earning $100,000, that's $6,000 per year.
KiwiSaver alone is definitely not going to be enough.
It's not going to. Even in 20 years, it's $120,000 that's going to pay before.
And I think that is why it is so important to just try and save so that you can buy a house. Even if it's it doesn't have to be a huge.
It doesn't have to be on the grandest spot in the North Shore.
Just a house.
Just get a house.
Because when you retire and you don't have a mortgage to pay, then you can actually really live
off it,
on your
So the first thing is get into the saving mode, get saving for the house deposit, then buy the house, and as soon as you are comfortable in the house, start saving again. Start saving again.
Isn't it true when you actually achieve something by saving?
Yeah.
Then your mindset is just like, okay, I want to do this again.
And the thing is, it's nice for me in the morning to open up my savings account and see, it's done good, or I'm going to change some stuff there.
Like there was a lot, but something's really going on.
There's a few thoughts here. Brian saying afterpay, it's a bad idea. If you can't afford it now, then you can't afford it at all. I fully agree with you there. But it was saying I couldn't pay my daughter's university fees without a credit card. The bank transfer didn't work. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting. Benny's saying we found that saving in NZ is easier than SA. It is easier. I fully agree with you, Benny. I fully agree with you. But it is saying coming October, young adult children can work while they wait for residence to be processed.
I saw that.
Sorry, I can't. Yeah, I just saw that Erica had that. It's a good thing.
It is.
But unfortunately, we're not allowed to say anything about that because we're not immigration advisors.
No, but we can say that it's a
that's a very good thing. So those kids can start saving as well.
Yeah, I think the younger you are, and I think that's where the parents come in. Teach your children to start saving from a very young age. I don't know if all my children saves, but I've got one that I know is quite stingy with his money, which is not a bad thing.
I think he's got some other type of blood, like Jewish.
I don't know.
Or something.
Maybe he's got your bloodline or something. But it is very important for him to have money somewhere.
Yeah.
So that is a really good thing. Teach your children to save if they start saving from when they start working in New Zealand.
And let's take it. Kids needs to spend some money as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
But if they only save half of what they're earning,
and they actually have the opportunity to save, if they're still living with you and they are working, they can save a lot of money.
Technically, if they can save half of what they're earning, from age 20 till age 40, they can retire at age 40. I promise you. If you do it right, you can retire at age 40.
So we just have to teach our children to do
we've got to teach them right. And we're going to lead by example. If you're not saving, you're not going to tell your kid how to save. That's one of those things. That's to be quite frank. Strange enough, the one kid of us that saves, I've never really taught him how to save. I'm now busy explaining to him how to make the most of his savings.
Okay.
Slowly but surely we'll get there. It's important. It's important to save, but it's also important to make the most of what you are saving to get the best compound interest in that. So compound interest is something that after a period of time can even surpasses the amount of money that you are saving. So that's quite important to get that right. And the problem with the banks is the interests are so low, plus you get taxed on that by a mile.
So there are ways and means to actually save.
There is by ways and means.
Yeah.
And guys, if you need help, shout, I'm there. I've been doing
Um,
this for quite a while now. So
and
yeah.
I don't know what's your topic for next week, but I know that in the pipeline was speaking to people that started their own
Oh
businesses
yeah.
in New Zealand, and just to get it out there that it's not
Mm.
impossible to actually start your own business. If maybe you had businesses in South Africa and you thought it's never going to happen again, and the process of starting your own business and how it can actually happen for
Yeah.
you.
The big thing is on Monday we've got our first, or not our first, I think it's our third South African businessmen meeting. Businessmen and women, we don't discriminate against them. Down in Tauranga. So that has been fully booked out now. So I think I've got one space left actually. Of somebody who said they could not come anymore. But so if there's anybody in Tauranga that want to come and tell us about your business. But the thing that I see there is I see South Africans are very innovative. Is that the right thing? Very, very, very innovative. We can see the gap and we can take the gap. That I can see. It's absolutely unbelievable how far they can stretch the dollar. So I can't say the rand, the dollar. So yeah.
So you want to read Trevor's?
Trevor just saying average in the world is 4 times annual salary will buy an average house. Here in New Zealand, it's 9 times annual salary will buy a house. Not as sustainable. I fully agree that the New Zealand salaries probably is a bit low. I know Australia has been picking up a lot of New Zealanders going down there because the salaries is about 20 to 30% more. But Australia is also facing their own problems now with this. So
yeah, and it's like I said, it probably feels and it seems like you're not able to save anything, but like Jan said, even if you put away a $20 or $50 a week, end of the month you've got $200. End of 2 months it's $400.
And if you look at $400, it's not a lot. You can buy a fishing rod with it. But take it over 10 years, take it over 15 years.
And you know what? So, even if you decide you are not going to buy a house, that's not what you're saving for. You can save for your end of the year holiday or whatever.
Or your retirement. That's a big thing.
Yeah, it is so important. And I know some people feel that it's not, you can't save, but you can.
You can. You can. Everybody can save.
It is a mindset.
Everybody can save. Like I said, I've seen some of the people with the worst salaries saving a heck of a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people in the South Island that it's really the salaries they're getting there is not good at all. But they found they're busy coining it, if I can call it that. Yeah. They're really living within their means, and they're putting as much as possible into the savings accounts. So it's good, yeah. And it's just dedication, because they're doing this every week to get their pay. They're paying this money in before they even touch anything else. So the dedication is there. They've got the how can I say? They've got the reason behind why they want to save. So yeah. Quickly tell us about the thing. Is that fully booked? The thing in Auckland?
No, we've got.
Can I quickly say something? Yes. This is probably the biggest one ever.
The biggest one that we've had.
Yeah. But and I've seen there's a massive prize, because I was actually looking at that. It's a weekend for 2 Awakuni in the snow for 8 people.
For 8 people, it's accommodation.
And that's only one of the 30 or 40 prizes down there.
I've got the most amazing team in Auckland that's helping me put this thing together. And the prizes that we got is just mind-blowing. I can't even comprehend. But anyway, it's a ladies' sundowner event. It is unfortunately on a Friday evening, so I know there's a lot of ladies that probably
sundowner evening is good.
But you can just take off work 2 hours earlier.
Take a mental day.
Yeah. It is going to be absolutely.
When is this going to be?
It's the 9th of August, and it is at the Wainui Golf Club in the North Shore.
Oh, okay.
And it starts at 5:30.
Yeah.
So I know it is early, but there's buffet, dinner, welcome drinks, lots of amazing prizes. Everyone gets a welcome gift. We're gonna have a photo booth so you can pose with your friends. The theme is denim and diamonds, so it's gonna be all glitzy and glammy. We're really looking forward to it. We've got 2 amazing speakers that's going to be there. And
you got these chicks that's gonna sing.
And we've got the Madeleines. It's a trio, vintage kind of vibe. Young ladies that's going to entertain us. We're really looking forward to it. So if you can make it, there are still a few tickets available. You can buy them online. You can just go onto the Labyrinth for Lemonade Facebook page or group, and you can get your tickets from there.
What does a ticket cost?
$65.
It's a bargain.
It is.
So for $65, I can win a holiday for 8 people.
That's not. You know what? $65 sounds a lot, but
No,
to
that's
put
nothing.
something like this
Jeez.
together, it's.
Yeah.
We actually don't make any profit from this, so. It's just to make it as special as possible. We've got amazing things to share with you. So if you can make it, it will be really great to see you there.
Yeah, from our side, JV Financial Services, we've done the sponsoring of the Madeleines. Singers.
JV Financial Services sponsored a heck of a lot.
Sterling also sponsored something.
Sterling Finance, those ladies are just amazing. Always sponsoring Labyrinth for Lemonade.
Thanks, Yolandi.
And Karen Blau, Barfoot and Thompson. In
estate agent down there.
She's just amazing.
She's picked up a lot of the weight down there. It stopped you from, or you didn't need to go down there and talk to everybody.
She's been really busy organizing everything there. So it is going to be a really nice event if you can make it.
It's going to be fun. I'm also supposed to pop in that evening and just to say hi to everybody that was asked by the wife, or told by the wife to be there for what?
Just
for drinks.
Welcome drinks and just to mingle a little bit.
I'll come and have a beer with you all.
Yeah, it will be nice. Someone's asking, what's the best way to save for your retirement in New Zealand if you are in your 40s?
That's one at Foster. The best way to save is point one, start off with KiwiSaver. That's very important because that's money from government. That's money from the boss. You need to have that in your arsenal as well, but that only needs to be one of the few tricks. I'm also telling people about buying shares. I'm not talking about crazy shares. We have different unit trusts where we help you put your money in higher growth, lower growth, conservative, moderate. You name it, we've got it there. But everybody's different, so and you got to do what is the best for your risk profile. If you are a cautious investor, you can't go high risk.
If you're like me, you just go low.
Yeah, that's why I say for her, so she doesn't even know where her money is.
But I must say, this is Jan's. This is what makes him kick investments.
Investments is my passion because I like to see figures become more, and it's important that figures become more. We had a shitty time about a year ago where the figures just didn't go up, but even through that, I kept on investing, and it just grown a lot now. So,
I just want to touch that. Mariska Fourie says we need to cut on takeaways and takeaway coffees. We don't buy a lot of takeaways. And since we've been in New Zealand, that's just the thing. In South Africa, we went out for dinner a lot of times.
About every second night.
It's expensive to eat out in New Zealand. And we just enjoy cooking at home. So we rarely go out for dinner. We will sometimes go out for breakfast, but we choose the bakeries and stuff. So those places, that's really not expensive. And I agree on the takeaway coffees. We don't. But there's a lot of people.
I do often, let's say often, when I see somebody, I do, I won't say takeaway coffee, that's coffee down in there. But like yesterday, our meeting yesterday, we had 4 coffees. It was $24.
Exactly.
And I mean, we only had coffees. It's
$24.
It's $24. It's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
$24 that could have been in your savings account by the end.
I know.
Yeah. So it's really true. Drink 1 coffee if you really have to.
Yeah, it was a long meeting.
And if you are walking in the street, why do you want? Okay, I'm not a very big coffee fan, so I don't get it why people will buy coffee just to walk around.
Yeah, that's what some people do. But I mean, if you can cut down on that, you can increase your savings. So,
make your cup of coffee at home in your
mug, travel mug.
What is that travel mug thingy? And that's what you have.
Swanee, if you need some help, shout out. I am there. We can do a bit of a Zoom and catch up and see what we can do.
How do you pronounce your name? Is it Twain?
Twain. I think it's Twain.
Isn't it Twain? I don't know.
No, I think
Interesting,
not.
though.
All right. It's that time of
Okay.
the morning.
Yeah, maybe you should have a talk on investments one morning. It is a very
Yeah,
interesting topic. It's
it can also be a very boring topic for
for
certain
some
people.
people. I
If
I
people
get
aren't
it.
in that state of mind. So,
Look at Vanita. It makes people feel sophisticated walking around with coffee. It's like when you're
but,
in New York, everybody walks with their
Vanita, you should
coffee.
have that coffee mug and you put wine in there. That's sophistication. Pop sock. All right,
Yeah.
say goodbye to the people.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys and girls, thanks a lot. And we'll see you next time if we don't have flu again
No.
next week. See ya. Bye.
Bye.